licensing, require participating private schools.
If I may get in, just to make it a conversation.
But because I have children and because I looked at the private schools.
I went to public school. I believe you had to go to private school.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Opinions Vary. That's Opinions with an A. Please like, share, and subscribe. And just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. The View. I don't think I'm ever going to get away at this point. I'm just going to resign myself to that fact because we are watching the death spiral of The View in real time after Donald Trump's resounding victory. Alyssa Farah Griffin, like I said in my video the other day, is trying to save her job as the lone actual conservative, or pretending to be at this point, on the show. So she is now clashing with Sunny Hostin on a daily basis. And today it's starting to get more ugly. It's getting personal. So let's just get into this. We'll comment along the way.
What happens with vouchers, the studies show very clearly that they fund students who are already attending private schools. So people with money get those vouchers, use the vouchers to pay less for their private schools, and their kids go on to do well. Where do you get the money from vouchers? You pull those money from those poor schools, poor schools. Let me just finish this. So wealthy families are overwhelmingly the recipients of school voucher tax credits. I'm not making this up. This has been studied in 2020.
Anytime somebody tells you it's been studied or they have a study, take it with a grain of salt, and that's when they start to actually lose their argument.
A 2020 study found that only about half of states with voucher programs require teachers to have a bachelor's degree, require teachers to have training, require teachers to have licensing.
Who did the study? Who did the study?
Require participating private schools.
If I may get in, just to make it a conversation.
But because I have children and because I looked at the private school.
She's now becoming condescending like she is when she talks about college education. She just took, I mean, is there anything worse you could say to another woman? I have children. You know, you don't. And there was a time on this show where I think Whoopi Goldberg asked Alyssa Farah Griffin if she was pregnant, and she wasn't pregnant. And Alyssa Farah Griffin said something to the fact that my mother-in-law is praying I get pregnant. So there might be a sore spot there going on that Sunny Hostin might be privy to, and she just went for it. When I tell you it's getting personal and it's ugly.
Public school, I believe you got to go to private school.
There is zero statistical significance.
You got to go to private school
because nobody...
Right, calling her a hypocrite to her face now.
Figure out what's being said here right now. No, there is no last thing right now. We're going to go to break.
Whoopi looks pregnant, doesn't she?
And then we're gonna come back.
Yes.
Because you can't. What's happening is no one can hear anything anyone is saying. So everybody has
to on it so we can talk.
Well,
that
you know,
goes for you too.
That's
for word, and she's been talking
we'll
for 3
be right
minutes.
back.
Fuck the first.
This is getting ugly. This show, they see the writing on the wall. And I'm going to get into a video right after this with Bill O'Reilly on News Nation, who lays it out very well. Even that idiot Chris Cuomo might have understood what he said. So this show, The View, a lot of this legacy media, MSNBC, which we're going to get into a little later because Comcast is selling off MSNBC, is in a death spiral. We're just watching The View's death spiral in real time, live on television, and it's glorious to witness. Well, you know, yesterday I think it was, when Sunny Hostin, live on air, the lawyers sent a legal note to the teleprompter because she was smearing and besmirching Matt Gaetz, and she had to read that legal note, and you could tell she was seething. Something's going to give on this show. Either Alyssa Farah Griffin's going to go or Sunny Hostin's going to go. Somebody's going to go, or maybe the whole show goes at this point. We'll see.
I personally worked on the DC Opportunity Scholarship Program when I was working in Congress. In that program alone, which is a charter school system, it experienced a 21% increase in graduation rates. There are conflicting statistics, but according to Morning Consult, the majority of Americans support health savings.
At least she's giving a source.
Account vouchers and the taxpayer money following the students. It is my belief, as somebody who grew up in the public school system, believes in it, and was grateful to be in a really good school district. If you're in a school that's falling behind and your parent wants to give you the opportunity to get a leg up, your tax dollars should follow you.
Question, but you're a school charter person, and this is part I don't understand. Doesn't it come down to less the results and more the...
We could fill a warehouse like the size of, like, we store like airplanes with what you don't understand. But go ahead.
Voice of isn't the fight for the parents to say they choose it? Is that what most people are supporting?
It's called a hanger. Sorry.
It's simply that a parent should be able to make the best choice for their student. But I also think that there are schools that are falling behind. It doesn't mean they don't deserve education, but I don't think students should be victims of a falling behind school. Their life is at stake in it, their future, their earning potential.
But see, you went to a good school. I wasn't in a good school district. That's the inequity.
But where did you go to school?
In the South. I had to start school in the South Bronx projects. But
then didn't you get to go to a private school?
Here's what's interesting to the Worcester right now, because don't make me shut this bad boy down again.
All right, so there you had The View falling apart at the seams in front of our eyes, which, as I said, is a glorious thing to see. Now we're going to have Morning Joe joking about the fact that they think they're going to get fired soon.
The screen right there. The big concern that stockholders right now on Wall Street are wondering about before they decide what to do with Comcast shares is whether Mika is going to have to give up her penthouse perch atop the Comcast building.
Since I never had it. To the penthouse. When are we going to get invited to?
They say, what do they say? The saying is, all jokes, there's some form of truth in all jokes, or something like that.
Never. They never let up. I will say really quickly on this, Drudge at the top said, like news meltdown, all this other stuff. I mean, I could be completely wrong. We could all be fired a year from now whenever this happens. You never know what's going to happen.
Or tomorrow.
Comcast said.
We can only hope. Your lips to God's ears. So here's Bill O'Reilly on News Nation, which is starting to pick up steam, News Nation, because it's central. It's center. It doesn't really lean too far right, too far left. They kind of mix it up. And I think that appeals to people at this point. So News Nation is starting to make a move.
You two, we're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there and you're going to try to tamp it down. Because Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge media story.
Why is it vapor? Just because they're spinning it off and putting them in they're spinning off a bunch of brands.
There's no spin-off.
Yeah, Chris Cuomo reading the company line. He's never going to change. He'll never get it. Don't be fooled by Chris Cuomo. He's going to be an idiot for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it is. It's a spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean about
I'm just saying
people?
what's being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know. But why would you believe what's being reported? You want the real story? Here it comes.
Please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News. That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC and they won't watch. So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing. They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sonny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter.
Look at Chris Cuomo. I mean, the wheels are spinning in that the hamsters are going crazy on the wheel in that brain of his right now. He's kind of getting there, but he just can't. He will never get there.
He reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may. But CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
Well, I'm certainly not going to accuse him of not making sense.
And there you have Stephen A. Smith, who does have common sense. He's not a stupid guy. He's a smart guy. He's got Trump derangement syndrome, but he's not a stupid guy. If CNN, kind of going off what Bill O'Reilly just said there, if CNN was smart, they would make a move now to come back to the center. Give Scott Jennings a primetime slot. People like that. Give them a bigger seat at the table. And you might be able to save what's left of your network for the time being. Because these now, with Trump's victory, not only did they realize that the country isn't buying it anymore, not only do the people that watch those channels realize they've been lied to for years now. They also realize how Trump won. He didn't win by going on legacy media. He won by going on podcasts. Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Jake Paul, a couple of the other ones. I forget the names right now. That's how he reached everybody. So they know and see that the writing is on the wall. So Bill O'Reilly is 100% correct. If these these legacy media outlets want to stay afloat and have some kind of bite a piece of the pie, they're going to have to come back to the middle. At the very least, at least maybe some of the time, have somebody from the middle or the right hosting, having a say, running the program for an hour, 2 hours. It's the only way. If not, I mean, they'll be done quickly, because, like I said, they're not throwing money at this anymore. These are businesses, and these media giant conglomerates, they're not going to throw money at this quote unquote talent to bleed viewers. It's not going to happen. Like he said, the party's over. Party's over. So what do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. And I just think it's also, as I said, glorious to see The View just spiraling to its demise in real time. It's happening on a daily basis now, which means I have to keep going back to it. But this is actually fun. This is fun. So anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Continue to follow me at Opinions Vary.